I know you're busy, and I know probably part of the reason why you're in the place you're at with your health and fitness journey is because you have so many commitments in your life, kids, business, family, friends, that your health is now become a backseat option. I also know, because we've had this conversation and because you're seeing this video, that you're ready to make that shift. I want you to give yourself, the future self of you, the presence to receive the most important message you've never been willing to even ask yourself before. Because while you think you're here to lose a little bit of fat, improve your mobility a bit, build some muscle, there might be something a little more important that you've really been searching for this whole time. And I'm not going to give you the answer to that question. You're going to have to watch this video and find out. But you give yourself 5 minutes, 6. I don't want to say a minute. Somewhere in this video, you're going to find out what that answer is. And you're going to ask yourself, is that what I really want? And then when you finally find out the real question that you've never been willing to ask yourself on a health and fitness journey, the answer to which will solve this once and for all for the entirety of your life, so you can become the person you want it to be, to give that level of health and fitness to your children, to your friends, to your spouse, to your family. You get to give the gift, the most important gift you can give the people you love most. Only once you've found out what that question is, then I'm going to show you how we actually made it all happen. So that by the time we jump on our call, you already know how this is going to go down. You ready? Phone away. Do not disturb. Peace of mind. Block off the time on the calendar. Silence notifications. There's something I need to see here that I don't know what it is, but I want it. Can't wait to see you on the other side. Looking forward to our call.
I mean, when I joined this program, my goal was to be at a certain weight by next month.
Yeah.
And in terms of numbers, I'm not close to that. And I'm actually fine with it. I've never been in that state before where it's like, I didn't meet that goal, but that wasn't the point. The point, because how I actually, like last night I went out with some friends, unexpected, didn't plan it. But every dish that came out, I was more intentional. I didn't stress about it, and I actually enjoyed my time.
Yeah.
And it was just a different feeling versus before. I would have been so stressed out. Well, here I have less than a month. I have to meet this goal. My point being, I'm going to get to that goal. That number is coming down.
You got a choice.
It's coming down. But I'm not so fixated on it has to happen on a specific date anymore, because I want us to be a long-term goal. We've all been there. I've lost weight and gained weight multiple times throughout my life, probably like more than I weigh right now. I've gained and lost, I would say, right? But I want to sustain it. I want to have this, and not just sustain it, I want to be healthy all around, not just with my weight. I want to have a relationship with food, with my friends.
She got it. She got it. So we all had this epiphany. We all had it. And it happens to the best. Honestly, it happens to every single person that's in this group. You come in with the intention of, I need to lose weight. Okay? But once the power is in your own hands, you can do whatever you want and whenever you want to do it. Okay?
Yes.
And that's exactly what Charmaine just explained, that we are given the tools by Iman and Iman's training as to how to do it and how it works and the science behind it. But it's ultimately in our hands if we want to do it, when we want to do it, and at what pace we want to do it. Exactly. Right? And this happened, and just like a lot of you members are new, but I'll give you a quick example of what happened, real quick story. 4 weeks ago, I wanted to go to Mexico. And I wanted to go to an all-inclusive resort with my family, and I wanted to enjoy it. I was like, I've been on this journey for a very long time. I've been suppressing myself from all these different types of foods by choice, right? But I've been having a very strict routine about what I eat and how I eat it and whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go a little harder for about 5 days, lose a couple pounds, so when I go on vacation, guilt-free, I can enjoy my time there. And that's exactly what I did, and it worked. It worked exactly the way that I wanted it to work. It's like, you don't understand, it couldn't even work better. It couldn't have been better. So,
And
Go
how
ahead.
did we know it worked? Because when Jonathan came back and we talked, he told me I had a good time.
yeah,
And that's all that matters.
yeah.
God bless you, bro. Bless
Yeah.
all of you. You might have a lot of questions like, hey, what do I eat? How do I train?
When I hear the word diet, I hear temporary. But when I hear lifestyle, it's like this is for the rest of your life.
Ultimately, the first question is, what's your goal? Where do we want to get to? And how do we know when we got there?
I finally have a nice picture with my family. I can't tell you how much that means to me. I can't tell you how emotional I got.
And once we know what that target is, then it comes down to just understanding, well, what are the foods for me?
And it's like he opened my eyes up to like how it really works. I know exactly what things will affect my body in different ways now.
That are not only going to get me to my goal, because we all know how to eat healthier, but that are easier than what I'm currently eating.
It's not something you have to remind yourself or have to practice good manners. It just becomes, it's in your DNA. Like literally, it becomes part of your blueprint.
That are more delicious, that are satisfying.
It was cool because I could have what I want. Yeah, I can have sushi. I can have pizza if I wanted to.
That hit my nutrition targets and ultimately have me have more fun.
Everywhere I go, everyone I see has a comment. They're like, wow, what did you do? What'd you do? It's like, and it's so motivating. I'm being completely honest. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't see someone that says, what the hell did you do? Like, how did you do this? Like, you look so amazing, like, so awesome.
Something I could maybe do for the rest of my life.
After this program, I stopped complaining. For the first time, I realized I was not having this internal monologue that is, oh, this is messed up. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not efficient enough. I just don't complain that. I don't feel that way.
Maybe not something that's hard or restrictive or something that I'll fall off the wagon.
It's a complete mental transformation. It's the food, the sleep, the workout, the discussions.
But actually a fitness lifestyle that I could stick to for the rest of my life because it literally makes my life better.
If I'm maintaining myself mentally and physically, then it's kind of going across the board. Because like if I'm working on how I feel, I don't think I'm gonna slouch in any other way because I'm like, then it doesn't align with the total goals.
Gives me more peace of mind, more confidence, more energy. And once we know exactly what to eat, then how do I train? How do I lift the muscles to look like the person in the movie I've always wanted or that person in my life that I've always seen?
The main trainer guy last time, he noticed me and he's like, dude, where have you been? Man, you look like a new person. You're a walking unit. I didn't even recognize you because you look totally different, like a whole different physiques. And he remembered my name. He said, you look totally different than whatever, 7 weeks ago. I'm sharing this as like motivation for all of you because it's something that you all get that moment where, like, all right, this is different. This is good.
But not how many days of the week I go to the gym or what are the best exercises, but how do I make it easy enough so that I love going to the gym and I have the confidence to go to the gym?
There was this guy I met at the gym. You know what he said? He asked me to freaking coach him.
And I feel the muscles working and I'm more intentional with my exercises. I'm actually so focused on the right muscles and I'm so masterful of my own body. It's not actually about the time I spend at the gym. I get a better workout in 20 minutes than I used to for an hour and a half.
It's nice to know that my physical peak wasn't in my 20s. Health-wise, I don't think I've ever been like healthier.
And what does the story of my life look like? What is that story, that vision at the end, when I've mastered it all? What does that look like that I can stick to for the rest of my life?
Every one of us here has a unique superpower. It is completely different from every one of us.
I know you guys have a lot of different questions, and I'm very excited working on creating the assessment, the tools, the free courses, the videos, and all that. But before we get into all that stuff, I want to offer you guys something each of you in this group and this community get absolutely free. It's a chance to chat with me, a chance for you to share where you're at right now, for you to tell me your story. What's your vision of success? Not something that, when I was in your shoes just a few years ago, something I ever had. A chance not to compare myself to someone else, not to try to figure out the how, but a chance to stand in the what. For what does your future want to look like? How do you know you've gotten there? And only there we start to create a plan tailored for you.
And the program fits everyone in their own unique ways. Without a one sock fit all kind of logic. That's the beauty of it.
It's amazing what you've created, and think of the ripple effect you're creating.
Because I know it doesn't just end with you. It starts with you. And you want to give that gift to your family, to your friends. Live a meaningful life.
we're basically all going through the same thing, and we're like, we all deal with the same issues and all the same struggles, and like we connect. It's like you've kind of established this like awesome community where it's like a safe space to talk, to get feedback. It's like I can't go talk about this stuff to just someone that is not experiencing the same thing.
Hey, can I get your meal plan? Or I just kind of need a workout plan. I'm missing out on a little bit of motivation. I need a little more discipline. You know, I've been doing these meal plans and these fad diets my whole life. I lose about 20 pounds, but then I end up gaining it back, and I'm thinking about just doing the same thing again. I don't know, because it seems like that's the only thing I know. But when I really think about it now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe that's not going to work. Maybe I already know what's going to happen if I do the same thing again. And it's going to just make me feel even worse about myself because I just gained back all the progress that I just made. And okay, so that doesn't work. So I don't want to lose 25 pounds of fat. I think I need to keep it off for the rest of my life. But if I'm going to do that, how the heck am I going to do that? Because every time I do one of these fad diets, the first thing I do is I take the foods that I love and I take them out. And every time I have a busy week at work, the plan I have, I fall off the wagon, I stop. I've been constantly, every time I do one of these programs, I feel like I have to fit my life into the plan. But that plan is for God knows who. I don't know, that guy Ricky in Texas? Who does Ricky, how does Ricky know what my life looks like? Like, I own my own business. I'm traveling all the time. I got my own family, my own friends, my own social life. Like, this meal plan, yeah, okay, I mean, I could do it for like a month or two, but if you're really asking me, could I do it for the rest of my life? No? Okay, hold on. If I'm not here to lose 25 pounds of fat, then what am I really here for? Okay. Whoa. All right. Sounds crazy, but if I could ask for anything, I feel like what I really want is I want to be able to live a lifestyle that has the foods I love in it, because ultimately I have to do this the rest of my life. I got to enjoy the foods and have a workout plan that I enjoy, I feel confident in, that I feel I'm getting stronger, that I can see I'm building the muscles to look like the Hollywood star, you know, that superhero I always would look up to, that friend of mine that has that amazing physique. I want to see the changes, and I want it to be fun. I want it to be effortless. I don't want to need to wake up every day and get out of bed and force myself to. I want to eat the foods I love and still lose the fat. Now, I don't necessarily know how that looks like, but I mean, if you asked me, I'd love that. Because I feel like every time I've done one of these diets, these fad diets, I felt like it was someone else telling me how to live my life. And eventually it always gets to a point where I just can't take it anymore. Because eventually I got to live my life. I got a business to run. I got a family to be with. I got friends to see. I got places to travel. I got work commitments. So listen, if that's what we're here to do, can you tell me, Iman, how are we going to do that, man? Well, first of all, glad you reached out. You're in the right spot. Because just like you, I eat protein ice cream 3 times a day. I get 100 grams of protein because I love sweets. I work out sometimes 2 times a week, sometimes 5 times a week, just because, hey, that's how life works. I don't stress about it, and I'm loving the process, and I've been sticking with it for about 7 years. So, if you want to know the system that gets you what you want, I'll walk you through it right now. Because you said you don't want to lose just 25 pounds. You want to keep it off for life, right? Right. Okay. I'm now swapping characters here. Just play with me, okay? I'm having a convo with 2. When I think about this journey that we're about to go on, it's like we're building a house, okay? A sturdy, strong house. You know those situations in life that happen? The friend that visits town, the business trip. Remember, you're like on a plan, and then when those kind of circumstances show up that get you off the plan, you fall off the wagon, and then what happens? You stop, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. So if you stop, then what's really our criteria of success? It's to never fall off, right? So if we're never going to fall off, is it a matter of if that earthquake comes, or is it a matter of when? Because if it's a matter of when, I think we need to start building the foundations, my friend, right? Yeah, for sure. I want to build the foundations. Okay, how are we going to build those foundations? First, that meal plan thing, throw that out of your mind. First thing we're going to do, how does it sound if we take photos of every single thing you currently eat today? I'm not saying restrict yourself. How about we just meet you where you're at today? Because ultimately, those are the things you're eating without thinking anyway. If these are the foods you gravitate to every time you fall off the plan, why don't we finally design the plan around those foods? Because there's a reason you keep going to those foods, right? There's either a sense of comfort, you enjoy it, there's some social aspect. Instead of judging ourselves for it, why don't we actually look at it for what it is and we just understand your preferences? What about tracking calories? What about going to the gym? No. Are you personally, do you have a preference to track your calories? No. Do you have a preference to like go to the gym 6 days a week? No, not really. I just feel like I have to do those things. Okay, I got it. But they're not your preferences. So why don't we just have the foundation? If the journey at the end of the stage is to learn about yourself and to have a lifestyle you love, don't you agree the foundation should just be 100% focused on taking a snapshot of everything you love, all the foods, all the time? Because nutrition is like 90% of it, right? Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty good. That sounds very good. Okay, great. So now that we have all the foods you love, now we got your preferences. It's you at the bottom. You are the base for your house, not me. I do not know how to live your life. Now that we know what you love, we take your goal, right? So you send me a photo of your favorite actor, your favorite superhero, whatever is your dream physique that you want to look like. Because we all got to start a little vain, right? Ultimately, we want to look good. Obviously, we want to feel good. We want to move great. But let's have a vision of what direction we want to go to. That will tell us whether we need to lose fat, we need to gain muscle, right? So we got the goal, we got your preferences. Now, let's just game the numbers in your favor. How do we take your preferences, make it so that it takes you to your goal by making the slightest tweaks? That's where we focus on fat loss. But what about going to the gym? Don't we need to build muscle? All right, let's play this one out. If you put on 10 pounds of muscle, you have the most perfect workout in the world. Perfect form, perfect weights. You go to the gym 6 days a week. If you gained 10 pounds of muscle with the amount of fat that you might have on right now, let's say you have a lot of fat, are you really going to see the difference in the mirror? No. And isn't that ultimately the whole point of this whole thing? To look great and to feel great doing it on your own terms? Yeah. So what do you think we got to get out of the way to actually see the Michelangelo, the sculptor? Because I don't think you give yourself enough credit. If you have any lifting experience in the past, there's actually quite a bit of muscle underneath. We just got to get it out of the way. I guess we got to lose the fat, right? I hope you can tell I'm like switching between characters at this point. I'll try to change my tone. But we don't want to lose weight. We want to lose fat, right? So we don't want to lose muscle, right? That's the one thing we can't have. So how do we not lose muscle? Well, I think we have to eat protein, right? Exactly. So now we have the foods you love. We know we have to hit enough protein to look like the person you want to look like. I'm just going to simply, as a coach, make the slightest shifts against the foods you're already eating without thinking about it to hit your protein goal so you're losing weight on the scale, and we know every pound that you lose on the scale is fat. It's not muscle. How does that sound? Does that sound like the walls of the house? Oh yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Because now we're working with you and we're making the science work in your favor. So now that we're losing fat on autopilot, your skin is looking better, your face is looking leaner. People around you are like, dude, I don't know what you're doing. You look great. And you're like, dude, you wouldn't even believe what I'm doing. It's easy. You're going to the restaurants, you're making the smart choices, you're not feeling restricted. Life's looking really good because it's not hard anymore. It's fun. Now that fat is coming off, what do you think is the next best step? Now, what can we start actually focus on building? Because we're getting that quality fuel coming in consistently from the diet. I think we get to build the muscle, right? Yeah, we get to build the ceiling. But you think we're just going to go in and rush into the gym and add a bunch of weight? I mean, yeah, right? Now we fix the diet. Let's go do that. Okay, what's going to happen if we just throw ourselves in the gym and stack up a ton of weight really fast without actually controlling the weight? Oh, we could get injured. Right, and wouldn't that be the ultimate fail? We're on the ceiling. Now the ceiling breaks. We fall down. We break our back, screw the walls. That earthquake just rattles us down. Well, at least we have the foundations, right? I mean, yeah, that's true. Having the foundations is great. Don't get me wrong. We can actually still build up from this. But wouldn't you rather just keep the house? Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. So now, whatever pains you've had, whatever misalignments you had, before we start adding the weight, let's actually correct you. Let's align your body. Let's do mobility exercises. Let's get your body in the right positions, and let's teach you how do you actually lift the proper form for the right exercises to look like the guy or the girl hero you want to become. Let's reverse engineer the person you want to look like, and let's have you actually understand what that looks like so you never get injured. And so from there, you know those busy seasons of life? It's going to happen, right? It's a busy week at work. This is where you and I, more me, honestly, I'll adjust the volume and the sets and the reps so we're still hitting all the muscles we need to. But on those busy weeks at work, how do we scale down the workout? Well, you're going to do that? I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, if you don't scale it down, that's when you're going to fall off, right? So instead of falling off expecting perfection, let's build a plan, this whole process, this whole house. It's about building a plan that works around the seasons of your life. And if you learn over the process why we're adjusting what we're adjusting, how we're tweaking the food, what actually involves, what foods that you love have the protein, what movements in your life allow you to build the muscle, now you can move with the seasons of life again. You're not fighting yourself. So now that you're moving right, now that you have the fat loss on autopilot, now that it has the foods you love, you don't feel restrictive, now what do you feel like makes a lot of sense that we can finally start doing without adding too much stress? Built a muscle? Bingo! So now we're at the gym. Now we can start adding the weight. Now we can focus on getting stronger. Now we can actually start to really fill up that body so we can get that tailored suit fit that we love so much. And that ultimately, I mean, that's a quick masterclass on how to actually build the habits that reverse engineer getting you to the body you've always wanted. And yeah, you're going to feel pretty great. You're going to be pretty excited because it's working with you, not against you. And sky's the limit on the call we're about to have. Only thing left is what are the foods you love? What are the situations in your life that we need to account for? And how do we fit that into this house? Because once we build this house, we can work on the rocket ship later. Don't you worry. Me and Elon are talking. We can get that nice and settled up. You can go on the cover of Sports Illustrated. But for this conversation, all we need to do is we need to build the house together. Talk to you on the call. Looking forward to it. Peace.